Hello. Hi everyone. So we're so
Hello.
excited to just come to you guys with just a brief synopsis of what it is that we do, just to give you an introduction. If somebody sent you this video, it's because they think very highly of you and they really
Yes.
want your opinion on what it is that we are doing, or they want you to join us because things are about to explode like never before, and they
Yes.
want you to be a part of this movement. They want you to be a part of how we are helping people transform their lives in ways that they didn't even know was possible. So we're going to introduce ourselves. My name is Rachel Whigham, and I am an ambassador diamond with It Works Global. We have been around since 2001, and we are all things health and wellness and hello, skinny coffee. What? Like, we have the best coffee in the land, says a 3 month postpartum mommy. So I've been in this business for 6.5 years, almost seven. I'm only 32 years old, made $1 million in the company. I am a wife of almost 6 years. I have three boys. One is 13, one is 2, and then one is 3 months. And I started this business because I was a single mom who was robbing Peter to pay Paul, highly educated, master's in professional counseling, and was back in school for a master's I did not want in order to pay for my son's private school. It was insane. I could not believe that I had a master's level position and I was still broke. I could not believe it. My son was in private school and it was important for me to keep him in this school. But because of it works, not only have we been able to create a scholarship for that school, but we've been able to do all the things, right? All the things that we never imagined that we'd be able to do, like build a home, buy new cars, be able to help take care of our moms who are single moms. They're single moms, being able to travel the world, being able to stay at home full time. I retired my husband 4 years ago, and now he's able to fulfill his dreams of being a full time high school basketball coach and a full time dad. Like, things that we never even thought
Amazing.
was possible. And I'm gonna tell you what, like, freedom, like, money is amazing. Like, making $1 million in cash, not in sales, $1 million in our pocket, which it only took me 5 years to make $1 million. And in my job, previous to it would have taken me like 30 years. That's crazy. So there's the possibilities are limitless with it works. Um, but for me, the freedom of time is priceless, priceless, like completely priceless. And so we're excited to tell you more about this Christian-based business. We're based out of Florida, sunny Florida, and so we get to travel there frequently because of what we do. And I'm gonna let Keisha kind of jump into explaining who she is and kind of like what we do.
Yes, yes. So I'm Keisha, and I actually this March, it will be my 5 year anniversary, and it works, and it's like crazy, right? Like 5 years I've been in this space. I have been married for 7 years to my high school sweetheart, Jeff. So we have seen many phases of life together. We have two beautiful daughters. We have a 6 year old daughter who's amazing. She is a competitive gymnast, all things just, yeah. And we have a 7 month old daughter, Jackson, who, man, it's just so amazing. Like, after 6 years, we have another baby in our home, and it's just amazing. And so this is really a really great segue. And so I started the business. I actually decided to stay home with my daughter. Well, after 2.5 months, I was working a career that I loved. I was in retail management. I loved all things fashion and visual. Have you ever had, like, maybe you're at like a current job and you're like, listen, I have my path to success. I love it here. I know if I can do this, I can do that, I can do this, and then that, I'm going to be where I want to be. And that was exactly me in my position at the retailer that I worked for. But 2.5 months into my maternity leave, I decided, I was like, Jeff, I can't
Mm,
imagine going back to work. And look, kudos to the moms who work
yeah.
full time and have young babies. But I knew, with being in the retail industry, it wasn't a 8 to 5 job. It was a work on the trend of business type of job. And so I knew that I had to be okay with the reality that sometimes I had to be
Mhm.
okay with just seeing my daughter when she was already asleep. I had to be okay with my daughter being the latchkey kid. I had that was those were the things that I would have had to be okay with.
Mhm.
But I decided I just wasn't, and so my mind kind of disconnected from the reality of, you're going to actually need to replace this income, with the idea that I just wanted to be able to be home with her. And so,
Mhm.
kind of fast forward, after making that decision, which is the best decision of my life, even thinking back, if it hadn't have been for that decision, I don't think I would have had the courage to open my eyes to other opportunities like it works. So, after a financial spiral down to the very bottom, a friend from high school. I saw her posting about the business. And like many of you, I was looking like, oh, that's cute. You know what I mean? Like, she got little rats, you know what I mean? She just had a baby, but never really connected myself. Like, she doing it, but I don't want to do it. And ironically, somehow she knew. She sent me a video, right? So listen, 5 years ago, I was watching a video too. In fact, Rachel was in the video. So I was watching the video and just, looking at the video and like, okay, should I really go to the end of this video? I did. So we had a phone call and she was able to answer like every question that I had. And after I had secretly just didn't have the $99, but I told her I wasn't ready. But the reality was that I didn't have the money and I just didn't want to tell her. Right. So I brought the money from my sister and I started my business. And listen, what I loved was I didn't know anything. I didn't know not one thing, but what I did know is that she was committed to helping me. And that's all I needed to know. And as soon as I dived in, I had Andrea and then I had Rachel and we put our head down. And I think like 30, 45 days, I went Ruby and I got $1,000 Ruby bonus. And I was like bawling, crying, right? Like bawling, crying because I was able to join two things that I thought had to be separate. I thought it's either you can go have a career, make some money, or you could stay home. I never thought those two things could be in the same space. So they're able to coexist and they're able to thrive and work together. And I love it. And so within 5 months, I hit our first leadership rank of diamond. And the crazy thing is I didn't see myself as a leader when I hit it. I just put my head down and continued to work. And here I was averaging $2,000 a month. And I was able to move out of my parents' basement, which was a hard moment for me. I'm so grateful for them for letting me do that. But listen, after being on your own for over like 10 years, having to suck up your pride and be in your parents' basement is a lot, right? And so me saying yes to this business was that first step. My first why. I wasn't coming in thinking about $10,000 a month. My first thing was like, we got to get out of this basement. And within 5 months, this business put me in the position where I knew, along with my husband's pay, that we can work together and we could go out and afford some rent here in the Atlanta area. So I was so excited about that. And just kind of fast forward, within a year, I went double diamond, averaging more than I even made at my very stressful corporate job. I had seen my first like $5,000 check coming from my business and it was like crazy. And so I just kept going, kept doing the same thing. And before I knew it, I'll never forget this moment when Jeff and I together, my husband, we seen our first 5 figures in 1 month. And it was so amazing. And like Rachel said, yes, the money is great, but having the freedom, but also having the control to say, I want more. And to know I don't have to go to HR or a boss or anything to get more. I just have to decide that I want it and then go after it. So that's a blurb on who I am. So what do we do, right? So we got this health and beauty line that is amazing. And so what's crazy, and as you know, we're both postpartum. At the time of this video, Rachel is 4 months postpartum, 3 months postpartum, and I'm 7 months postpartum. And essentially, even if we didn't have this business, we still would want to lose the baby weight. Right. So obviously we've both lost a ton of weight. We were just talking about our collarbones just not that long ago. But we're able to use these amazing products, right, and get amazing results and share them. So essentially something that you already want to do. You want to be fit. You want to be fine. You want your skin to look amazing. You want your hair to grow, all of these amazing things. So our first commitment is to using the products and being open to sharing the products with people. And those products, what do? They bring us people. They're like, man, I want to know what system you are on. So I share these products with people. And instead of having to send them to Walmart or Amazon or some other store to patronize the product, listen, they get to go to our personal online store and they're able to get the products through us. And we're able to be paid for a product that we love and we decide to share. So you'll have the opportunity to get results for yourself and then share these products with your friends, with your family, your Facebook friends. I don't know, you may meet a random lady in the grocery aisle who's really sweet, right? And wants to know why your skin looks so amazing. And you get to tell her and you get to share this product with her, help her. But as you're helping her, guess what? You're helping yourself as well. And then lastly, which is my favorite step, which is my favorite thing, is we get to extend this opportunity to other people. I say that this is my favorite step because if it wasn't for this, I wouldn't be here. it took some courage for someone to reach out to me. And because she reached out to me, I'm here talking to you on this video, right? Home full time with my kids and all of those things. And so that's what we do. We use amazing products, we share our amazing results, and then we invite people to do the same exact thing.
I absolutely love that. It's crazy. The same thing that you just said. If someone never would have invited me to a party, I wouldn't be where I am. Like I would still be, who knows, my husband might not have married me. I'm just saying. But it's changed everything about my life, like everything. And I'm so grateful that I was asked to come to that party. So how do we get started? How do you get started? How do you say yes today and get started with us? It's $100 investment. And what's so amazing about it is when you first jump in, you're going to come in and you're automatically going to be set up. This $100 investment is going to set you up for a free website for your first 30 days. You're going to have a state of the art app that you're going to be able to completely run your business from, which is insane. And this is going to include where your office is. This is going to include where you see your customer sales, where you're able to have your training materials. Like all of this is included, which is insane because you don't have to do any of that. You're going to have a website, everything like that, all of your training. So just a $100 investment. And not only with that $100 investment do you get that state of the art app, you're also going to get products. So that's even greater because you're going to be able to make your initial investment right back, which is what I love so much. And then we're going to set you up and show you 3 simple steps. 3 simple steps. And Keisha just went through them. But it's 3 simple steps that we do every single month to make money. We use the product. We extend that to other people. And then we're going to extend that in terms of our customers. And then we're going to extend it to business partners who want to actually make money while using the product. And they're going to do the exact same thing. So it's such a duplicated process. And we'll share more about the breakdown when you get in or when you hop on the call, just like Keisha, when you hop on the call so that we can share more with you. But to invest $100 to make $1 million, I have absolutely no experience in sales. Absolutely none. My master's is in professional counseling. Like I've never even sold Girl Scout cookies. Okay. I've never sold anything, but I love how I'm able to help people completely transform their life like never before. So we're going to kind of go back and forth and we're going to wrap this up for you because we don't want you to be on here forever. We want you to make it to the end of the video. So we're going to kind of go back and forth on the things that you may be like, well, but what about this? But what about this? Those objections that are just popping in your brain right now. I know you're excited, so you're kind of anxious, or you're not anxious because I wasn't. I was like, listen, this lady, because I went to a party and this lady was making $15,000 a month. And I was like, I don't care what kind of fear I got. Listen, sign me up. Because if you can make $15,000, I can make 500. Like that's all I'm worried about. And here I am averaging at five figures a month. Okay. It's been years that I've been doing this and it still blows my mind to even say that. You know, I was just telling Breon the other day, my husband, that we've been averaging at 6 figures a year for years. That would have never been possible with us being in corporate America. So let's say, Keisha, someone says, well, I don't have the time.
Wow. This one here is probably the most common thing to say, I do not have the time. And I'm going to give you just a little bit of a reality check because I have to give myself this reality check. You do have the time. It really is just learning how to create boundaries and knowing how to put each hour where it needs to go. But what I love about this business is, practically speaking, is we really teach you how to build this business. And Pam Souter said this to me once before, how to build it in the nooks and crannies of your day. So when you think of having a part-time business, don't think of sitting at a desk for 8 hours, right? It's literally saying, I have 10 minutes here. I have 10 minutes there. I have 30 minutes here. Saturdays, I typically do nothing but watch Netflix, right? I can give some time on this Saturday. So literally we work hand in hand with you and we figure out how building the business is going to work for you. Okay. Yeah. And then another thing you just have to say to yourself are the things that I wanted to accomplish this year. Is it worth it for me to make a side business a priority? You know, ask yourself the question. I started a business in 2020. I paid $100 to start it. I worked it for 10, 15 hours a week. Now, as a result, December 2020, I make an extra $3,000 a month from a side hustle.
Ooh, come on.
Now you can make that equation look however you want it to look, but really it just comes down to being willing to let us teach you how to make it work into your life, right? We understand that you're busy. I would like to bet that everybody is a little bit busy in their own right, right? Also, one thing that we're really proud of in this team is we teach people how to manage their time. Right. We teach people how to manage their time. So I understand that you're busy. I understand you can't even imagine how to add another thing to your schedule. But really are you willing and are you open to say, you know what, I have to make some adjustments to my schedule
Yeah.
and I have to figure out what's in my schedule that's not feeding me in some way. If
Mm,
it's
that's
not
good.
feeding you mentally, spiritually, financially, right, you can remove it from your schedule.
I agree. That's so good because I remember when I first started, I was in grad school part time as a single mom. My son was in sports. I was doing hair on the side. I was head of technical services at my church. Had
Girl.
so much going on, but I was more than willing to adjust whatever I had to adjust
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
be able to do something with my son where I did not have to drop him off to anyone. And on top of that, being able to make an unlimited amount of income. Oh
Yeah.
no, like
Yeah.
in order to make income, I had to drop him off somewhere. So, what's another objection that you think that people may have?
I think one big one that was for me that a lot of people are afraid to say is I just really don't have $100 or I have $100 and
Mm.
I can't imagine giving to this business that I don't know is going to work for me.
Oh, I know. That's good. That's really good. And I think for me, I'll tell you what I thought, and then you can share what you thought. I think for me, I didn't have the $100 because I was a single mom who was literally check to check, like not even check to check, okay, like check in between check. I didn't have the money, but I knew this. I said, listen, number one, there's products that come, and if I just sell the product and I make my money back and I break even, awesome. Like who cares? But I was like, they kept saying, give us a year and it'll change your life. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna give you a year. And I was like, okay, if she can make $15,000 a month, like the rank that I have, Ambassador Diamond, averages at about $34,000 a month. If I can make $34,000 a month, you can make 500. And
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
all I kept thinking of. I could not even wrap my brain around $15,000 a month. God just thought He had exceedingly and abundantly available for me, and because I was committed, He showed me how to do it. However, well, the steps are you can duplicate them. But however, I think the biggest thing for me was if I invest this $100 and I do these three simple steps, can I really make an extra $500 a month? And Keisha, in my first 2 weeks, I made $400 in only
Wow.
one of the 5 ways that we get paid.
Mm.
So it just when I started to do what this compared to this, it just seemed worth it. And it just seemed like if anything, push comes to shove, I make my money back and I didn't lose anything. So why did you find the money? Because me, I just needed to find money because I was tired of being broke. Okay.
That's
Tired.
it. Let me tell you one real thing because I didn't have the money either. And let me tell you what I said to myself, and I'm glad that bill has been late before. It could be late again, and efforts for me to not be late ever again.
Oh, that's good.
That makes sense. So I called and even though I borrowed the $100 and I knew the $100 needed to go to my phone bill specifically, I remember I also knew that if I called them, I could set the payment arrangement up.
Make
So
arrangements.
I had to choose me over that corporation. And that's what I
That's
did.
good.
And I had to make the decision that this week can't go to Chick-fil-A. Can't go to wherever those places that seem like it's not $100, but those small little purchases like $7 here, $2
Mm-hmm.
here, $1 at the gas station. If you look at your bank statement, it actually equals to $100. So it's really saying, listen, borrow the
That's
money,
good.
put it on a credit card, take it from somewhere. Because the reality is, I would bet that most people, who you watching this video, if you look at your bank statement, you've probably
You
spent
have it.
$100, just maybe not in
Mm-hmm.
one space, right? So be
Mm-hmm.
willing to say, hey, mom, I really want to start a business to make things better for me. You think I could borrow $50? Hey, auntie, you think I could borrow 50? You think I can borrow 100? Go ahead and ask. People ask for investors for their businesses all the
Ooh,
time,
all the time. That's
all
good.
the time. And so do what you have to do to go to a space that you want to go in. So that's the reality. I just made a payment arrangement for a bill and I asked for the money from someone. So I knew I didn't want my phone to get cut off. Right. So I just called. I'm like, hey, can I pay y'all? Like, when can I? You know how they do. Well, if you pay on this
Right,
date.
right.
And so that's what I did. And so we get it. We get not having the money, but eventually you have to just say now, because if you say next week will turn into next week, which will turn into next week, which will turn into next week.
Which
Right.
will
You
turn
don't
into
have the
never. Yeah.
Right. You don't have the extra
Mm-hmm.
$100. So spend the extra dollars so you can change that.
Yeah, I love that. And I think the last one, and then we'll kind of wrap up off this one, is I don't know anybody. And
Mm.
I think for me, it was you do know somebody. You do. Whether you talk to them or not, you know somebody. The
Yeah, yeah,
question is, are you willing to allow us to show you how to talk to these people? Because we'll walk you through every step of the way. Just like you said, Annie sent you that video. We already have tools set up. And then from there, we can hop on the phone, whether it be just with you or with one of us or with
yeah.
whoever it is that enrolled you, so that we can help bring that person on and answer the questions that you might not know the answers to, because we get paid to help you make money. Like, we don't get
That's
paid
it.
just because you sign up. We get paid to help you make money. And so that's the most exciting thing, that as we get to help you change your and transform your life, our life changes, which is what I love, being somebody who works in the social services field and help people all the time and never was compensated highly for it. So what would you say?
I will say this, and I want to make this point too, just so you guys know. Rachel is my upline. She's someone who supports me, and so she's made $1 million, but her $1 million is wrapped up in how successful I've been able to be.
Yeah.
And that statement is so true, and I love people to understand that one's success is connected to their ability to help someone else be successful. But I really think, even wrapped up to that, they probably don't feel like they're a salesperson. And I always say, good,
Mm-hmm.
right? We're not looking for salespeople,
Not at
right?
all.
We're looking for people who are willing to hear a person and connect them to a product and let the product sell itself. We hear the need and we allow the product to sell. So I know you're not a
Yeah, it's
salesperson.
good.
We get it, right? Like, we get it. Like, I don't think no one's like naturally just the salesperson. No one likes that feeling of being sold. So
Mm-hmm.
all of those feelings, you just make sure you don't give them. So yeah.
Well, we can't wait. We can't wait until you decide to
Yay!
get back to the person who sent you this video and you jump in. I don't care if you have to do it scared. It is worth it. I don't like you
Listen.
could say, well, look, I'm just going to try for a year. I'm going to try for 6 months. And if it doesn't work, I don't care how long you're saying you're going to try. Just try. Like, that's the thing. Just try. This business can change everything you know about life. And so I would hate for you to pass up an opportunity like this that was tailor made just for you, to help transform your finances, to transform your body, to transform your entire life. And so I think I'm just excited to tell you, welcome to
Yeah.
the team. I don't know. Is there anything else that you want to say?
No, like you said, I think you wrapped it up really well. I just can't wait to see you on this side and for us to get the
Yeah.
opportunity to support you.
Welcome. Thanks for tuning
Welcome.
in.